It's time to talk fantasy football. It's time to let them know. Where you let us crunch the numbers while you crush the competition. So grab your playbooks and crack a cold one, because here's your hosts, Teek and Baney.
Welcome back, guys, for the Sits episode. As you can see, I'm solo again. Okay. You guys heard of Shark Week? It's going to be TeeKs Week here for the podcast with the starts and sits. Again, Badge is out sick. Hopefully we'll get him back next week, but I am going to go over his 3 sits real quick, just like I did for the starts. Okay. So we're not going to take away any players from you. We're still going to give you that 6 that we normally do. So you're not losing anything. You're just going to lose the in-depth that Badge had for each player is all. But before we get underway here, guys, please, below that red subscribe button, hit that button. It is totally free. Doesn't cost you a single dime. Show love. We appreciate the love. But let's get right underway, shall we? We're going to start with Badge's sits, obviously. His first one, Baker Mayfield. He's going up against the Saints. He's currently sitting QB3 in fantasy right now. He's averaging 21.9 fantasy points a game. So it's a tough matchup for Baker there. Divisional game. Those NFC South games, as you saw Thursday night, are pretty wild. So they're either shootouts or it's all defense. It's no nice in between. So that's Badge's first set. Badge's second set, another division opponent here. Javonte Williams, running back 35, averaging 9.4 fantasy points per game. He's going up against the Chargers in his matchup as well, another division rival. And to follow it up, we have wide receiver Josh Downs to wrap up his third set. He's a wide receiver 57. He's averaging 14.4 fantasy points a game. So you're like, Teek, why is he averaging that much? He's wide receiver 57. Well, he missed a couple weeks, as we all know. The only thing I'll say about Badge's sit for this one is Pittman is out. Okay. And if Downs is in, because he is questionable at the moment, if he plays, Josh Downs in his last 2 games had 12 targets and 9 targets. I'm a big target share guy. Everyone knows that. I preach it constantly. Wide receivers need those targets to survive on your fantasy roster. So without those, but if he doesn't play, look out for Donnie Mitchell and Alec Pierce in this one. But if he does play, I'm taking Josh Downs. I'm plugging him in where I can, flex spots, DFS, for those targets. But let's get underway with mine here, shall we? So my first one is going to be Ladd McConkey. Wide receiver 54. He's averaging 11.2 fantasy points per game. Couple notes down here I have for McConkey here. He's touchdown dependent. So if you're going to put him in a flex spot, you got to bank on he has to score a touchdown. He's going against a run. He is a run-heavy offense. So the Chargers love running the football. As soon as Harbaugh got in there, he made that known quick. So he's never had no more than 5 catches and over 67 yards in a game ever so far in his career. Those two equate to low fantasy scores, as you can see, averaging 11. He gets those numbers up. Obviously, some more targets, some more catches. Those numbers are going to juice up there for him in the fantasy realm, and then he'll be that nice flex spot that everybody drafted him for. Because I don't think them playing the Broncos, I don't think Surtain is going to chase him around per se, because right now I believe Quentin Johnston is like considered their number 1 receiver, so I just don't see their cornerback Surtain chasing McConkey over each and every way. So I think they're a strong defense where they're not going to do that. But hey, you never know in this league. This season has been crazy this far. But my second one here, I got Brian Robinson. So he's going up against Baltimore. Okay, we're sitting him. He's definitely a RB2 in everybody's eyes when you're starting him in fantasy. He's currently sitting at RB8. He's averaging 16.3 fantasy points per game. Ravens defense have allowed the fewest rushing yards. So that's a big red flag for me there. And no running back has surpassed 46 yards on the ground from Baltimore's defense. So those two put together might be the perfect storm to shut down Brian Robinson for me. And I know you guys, like I said, he's a running back too on your roster. It might be time to look elsewhere for this week at least. So that's my second one there. And to wrap it all up, I got this guy. I'm the tight end whisperer. Everybody knows it. I'm going to tight end here. Okay. I'm going to Buffalo. Okay. And I'm sitting Dalton Kincaid against the Jets. Dalton Kincaid is right now sitting at tight end 12, averaging about 7.5 points per game. He leads the team in targets, which is great, but has never been over 47 yards. Jets defense hasn't gave up a touchdown to a tight end and held tight ends to 26 yards a game. That is concerning on this play here. So he hasn't looked the greatest so far this season. I also thought he would have a breakout with Diggs leaving and all of that. Curtis Samuel, or not Curtis Samuel, but Gabe Davis leaving. I thought the targets were going to come his way. This was like the perfect storm for him to get catches, work downfield, kind of like a young Kelsey, like what Laporta did his first season, but it just hasn't came along that way yet. I don't know if it's the scheme or what, but Shakir has been the beneficiary of everything that's going on. So those are our sits, guys. I mean, again, I'm going to talk about one quick thing. It just came across the down screen there. There's some news that Drake May and Spencer Rattler are going to start and get the nods and will have their rookie debuts this week. So that's exciting news. I believe that's 5 or 6 rookie QBs now starting this year. So that's going to be fun to watch those two get added as well, see where they stack up against the other rookies. But that brings me to my next point. I said in the beginning, we say it at the end. Please hit that subscribe button down below. It means the world to us. It's free. If you don't have a YouTube account, please sign up with YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss anything from us. We post shorts. We post bets, starts, sits. Beginning of this NFL season, we post drafting. We post not waiver wires, deep dives for like your late round picks. We do it all. We have interviews. So we don't want you guys to miss anything. Again, we appreciate the love. It's been a wild ride with you guys. Let's keep the train going. Okay? So we appreciate you, love you. We'll catch you on the next one.